Now, you see, a lot of people want to know why I call Justin Trudeau the long-haired Mackdaddy. Why I call him a Mackdaddy, and they want to know what a Mackdaddy is. And that's mostly older white people, which is fine. They had never heard these terms before used by the youth. And this is a term which is used by a lot of youth, mostly in America, mostly black people. But I call him a Mac Dad, and I've called him this from time in memoriam since he first slithered onto the public stage, long-haired Mac Daddy. And then I introduced Son of Satan in there, and then I also introduced quasi-Muslim in there. Many people accusing him of that too. But I've called him the long-haired Mac Daddy. That is his term, and people don't know what it means. And I mention it, I tell people what it means, and then more videos go by and more subscribers come in, and they want to know what it means. So I'm gonna tell you again, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna tell you using an example, and I'll introduce to you someone who is the latest victim of the long-haired Mac Daddy, someone who has just recently been macked and macked worse than Kraft Dinner by Justin Trudeau, the son of Satan, quasi-Muslim, long-haired Mac Daddy. Justin Trudeau's the long-haired Mac Daddy, I refuse to call him by his full name. His former Attorney General by the name of Jody Wilson-Raybould. This is apparently the first indigenous, First Nations, Native Indian Attorney General. And the Mac Daddy celebrated her, put her up on a pedestal. This was his trophy. This was his token. Anybody who's working for the Mac Daddy who is minority is a token because he hasn't done a damn thing for the minorities. He has focused on other nations, given them billions of dollars, and just not only just ignored this nation, but destroyed this nation, and it's destroyed beyond repair. And as always, any nation that gets destroyed, any economy that gets destroyed, minorities get it the worst over anybody. But so she's a token, and she got macked. And she got macked over SNC Lavalin. Now, SNC Lavalin is that is the Mac Daddy's cash cow. That's where he gets his money from. This is a company. This is a Canadian $1 million company. I don't know how well it's doing, but it's a Montreal-based company. It's an engineering company, construction company, which has been accused of giving a boatload of money to the Liberal Party, and many of it illegally too, doing all sorts of shady deals. I mean, this is Justin, the Mac Daddy's cash cow, and every evil and wicked individual has a cash cow. King Leopold of the Belgians, his cash cow was the Belgian Congo. Osama bin Laden, his cash cow was his father's construction company. It's like a mafia, so like a mafia family. They'll own hotels, they'll own different things. That's their cash cow. Dick Cheney was his cash cow was Halliburton, and every infamous individual has one. And his former attorney general, who's Jody Wilson-Raybould, she was doing her job in investigating these shady deals between SNC Lavalin and the Liberals. And the long-haired Justin Trudeau says, "No, you can't do that. What you think? Who you think you are? What you think this is, woman? I'll bitch slap you, please. You better stop. You better check yourself." That's what he said. You better check yourself, Jody. I had you there, took you up from the reserves, washed you off, made you my token, made you my trophy, my little Native American lapdog, and you gonna do me like this? I don't think so. You're fired. You're fired. So Jody now has been fired. She's no longer Attorney General. And this long-haired, sleazy Mac Daddy This Canadian trash, this Canadian white trash who come from a Canadian white trash family, the Trudeaus, a trashy family, an evil and wicked and corrupt, trashy family, has just fired Jody for standing up for justice, for doing her job, for trying to make sure that the people of for that the government of Canada was on the up and up, was respected and out, free from corruption and free from crime and free from dirty money. But you got a long-haired slug who is the prime minister, the son of Satan. He can't handle that. He's bathed in corruption. He is bathed in wickedness. He is bathed in debauchery. And Jody got sacked. And it's all over the news now. It's all over the newspaper. It's all over the media. Everyone's talking about it. And of course, the Mackdaddy, he says he denies it. Jody is not speaking. She's not saying yes. She's not saying no. I don't know if she's afraid. I don't know if if the Mackdaddy has a hit on her. I don't know what's going on, but she is frightened. She's not saying anything. She has her eyes diverted, everything. This is what's going on in Canada right now. This is what's going on. And so Justin, the long-haired Mackdaddy, true. This is why he's a Mackdaddy. He's a Mackdaddy. He macked that woman. He macked her, just like a common pimp would do to a prostitute. He drew her in with kindness and compassion and love and care and everything like a pimp, because that's what a Mackdaddy is. It's a pimp. And Jody was his prostitute, doing his bidding for her. And as long as she did what she was told, she would be okay. But the moment she stepped out of line, she gets thrown to the street like a common, I don't know what, that dirty, stinking prostitute. And that's what this son of Satan, this evil, wicked creature from hell, Justin Trudeau, has done to Jody Wilson-Raybould. And that is why I call him a Mackdaddy. And this is what he has been doing since he slithered his way into the public life and slithered his way into the Prime Minister's office. He macked Jody. He macked Jody. He macked Jody, and he's macking Canadians. And he'll do the same thing to all you Canadians. And he's already doing it. And that's why I call him a Mackdaddy. Now do you know what a Mackdaddy is? It is a pimp. It is a king pimp. And Jody was his latest victim because she was ready to expose everything that was going on in this man's government. Everything. Just like a prostitute would expose her pimp, would expose all the deals, would expose the corruption, would expose the trafficking, would expose the money laundering, and they kept her. They threw her out. They didn't even kill her. They just left her astray, fearing for her life, fearing for her reputation. That is what this pimp did. This long-haired Mackdaddy, this son of Satan. That's what he did. That is why I call him a Mackdaddy. And that is a perfect example. That is a top-notch example. A government which is involved with a shady company like SNC Lavalin, which is giving billions of dirty money back and all over the place, dirty, sleazy money all over the place, corruption like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the corruption that's going on in this government would make the government of Illinois look like a daycare center. It would make Rod Blagojevich, y'all remember Rod Blagojevich? It would make him look like a baby compared to what's going on right now between SNC Lavalin and the Liberal Party of Canada, to which Justin the long-haired Mackdaddy Trudeau is the leader. And Jody was going to expose all of it. She was going to expose every single bit of it, and it would have brought down the long-haired Mackdaddy, and that's why he had to cap her and silence her and shut her up and throw her out of the government. Throw his token away, throw his prostitute away, throw her into the mud like nothing. That, my friends, is why I call him Justin the long-haired Mackdaddy, son of Satan, Trudeau. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? You're going to stop asking now. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? This is the Arana Nation.